there's something that I feel like we haven't really, well, I haven't really discussed, and that's the fact that when it comes to the group, this faction, whatever you want to name it, this fucking Judgment Day stuff, it needs to fucking end for good. It needs to, because WWE, all they've done is just recycle the same stuff with this damn group. So basically, so for the last 4 years, this group has been around, right? With Edge, and he was the leader. He's the one that started. He brought in people like Rhea Ripley and Damon Priest. And he brought in Finn Balor, whatever. Here's the thing: what exactly has this group accomplished from a storyline perspective, from a character development perspective, um, from a promo perspective, like from even just a kayfabe career, career accomplishment level thing. Like what exactly has this group accomplished in any single way? They haven't improved. They haven't done anything significant. They haven't accomplished anything really that much. Um, it's just like this group has gone nowhere, and it's been around for 4 years, and it's just been the same shit over and over again. I don't give a damn if Damian Priest was a fucking world champion, bro. Because I know some people might be talking about that. They're gonna think that, but at the end of the day, bro, the guy was a transitional champion, and he literally accomplished it like the last few months of his career in Judgment Day, and then ultimately he got betrayed, and he's been a boring jobber ever since. So, like, does that really mean anything? Does it really matter? Like, it took this guy 2 years just to win a fucking championship after being in the group for 2 years, and then he wins it and only holds it for a couple months, and is only in within the last few months of his time in the group. Seriously? Like, I just don't get it, man. This group has literally done absolutely nothing. I don't give a damn about if they win tag team championships. I don't give a damn if they win fucking intercontinental championships. I don't even care if they even win the WWE championship, because if they're not doing anything from a storyline perspective, if they're not really defending their titles, if they're not um if they're not improving on their promos, like, and if they aren't, like, just actually accomplishing things together, then what the fuck's the point of this group? It's been meaningless since the very beginning. This whole group was supposed to be like some shit of, like, in kayfabe, they made it seem like, oh man, this group, Judgment Day, is all about family. It's all about being there for each other. It's all about helping each other out. It's all about accomplishing things and improving, and all that stuff. But it's like, what exactly have they accomplished that is actually meaningful? That actually means something? Because yeah, they could accomplish winning tag team championships, but if they're not really defending it, and they don't have any good storylines, and they're not, like, having any good promos, and they're not really having any interesting feuds, then what the fuck does anything matter? What exactly have they accomplished that actually means anything? That's my point. That's my point, man. What exactly and what exactly are they improving on? And how exactly have they been helping each other in some kind of, like, significant way throughout all these years? What exactly have they accomplished that actually means shit? Nothing. This group means absolutely nothing. This group doesn't mean jack. And that's why I just don't understand why we're still having this whole Judgment Day storyline BS. It's not even a storyline. But they're just like, this group is still going on. And it's been 4 fucking years. For what reason? Like, I just don't get it, man. This group fucking sucks. This group is like besides the Vision, this has to be like the second most useless jobber fucking faction that I've ever seen in this, like, throughout the last couple of few years that I've been watching. And it's just crazy, man. I just don't like, why is this group still a thing? Yeah, I just don't like, we it's always the same shit with this group too, man, cuz like what they do this every few years, they do this fucking dumbass, oh, these people are arguing or they don't see eye to eye, and then they tease a breakup, and then they don't actually pull the trigger right away. They take their time, then they finally pull the trigger when nobody really cares, and it's just the same old betrayal storyline. And then they drag that shit on for months, and then in the end, the people still in the Judgment Day and out of the Judgment Day do absolutely nothing afterwards. So this whole teasing betrayals and pulling the trigger finally on the betrayals, it means nothing, bro, because they end up just dragging this shit on for months, and then the people in the Judgment Day and the people out of the Judgment Day, they still do absolutely nothing afterwards anyway. So what the fuck's the point? It's meaningless. And not only that, but this whole Judgment Day betrayal shit, it's repetitive and boring at this point. It's just repetitive and boring. Like, who gives a fuck? Who gives a fuck about, this person not seeing eye to eye anymore with this other person? Like, we've seen this shit 1,000 times, bro. How many times are we gonna do this shit? Oh, and then they betray each other, and then they have a couple of matches together. They drag the storyline on for months and months and months, and then the people in the Judgment Day that are still there, and the people that left the Judgment Day or got kicked out, they still the people in the Judgment Day and the people out of the Judgment Day, they still do absolutely nothing afterwards. So this whole Judgment Day betrayal storyline is meaningless. It means nothing, and it's just repetitive, annoying, uncreative and boring at this point. What they need to do, what they actually need to do, is just fucking this. Um, they need to just fucking end the group permanently. That's what they need to do. Like, I'm just tired of this whole Judgment Day shit. It's just the same stuff every fucking year, man. They do absolutely nothing. They have no interesting storylines. They aren't improving on their promos or storylines. They aren't really they aren't really, if they're champions, they're not really defending their titles. And if they're not champions, they're not really wrestling at all to begin with, even less than they would be if they were champions. So it's like, what the fuck's the point of this group? And then every few years, like I said, they'll do the whole fucking, oh, this person doesn't see eye to eye with the other person. So then they end up teasing a betrayal, and then they finally pull the trigger on the betrayal. And then they drag the betrayal storyline for months, and then it just gets repetitive and boring until you get tired of it, right? If you do care about it. Because I don't at this point, but like, if you do care about it, I'm sure eventually, though, you won't, because they'll drag that shit on for months. And then by the time you know it, by the time the whole betrayal storyline is over, then the people in the Judgment Day and the people that aren't in the Judgment Day anymore, all of them just do absolutely nothing anyways afterwards. So why the fuck does this whole shit matter? Why does it matter whether if you're in the Judgment Day or out of or you're no longer with them? Why does it matter? Why does the betrayal storyline matter if you're just gonna still be a jobber anyways after the whole storyline is done? What the fuck's the point? It's just so meaningless and repetitive and boring. So that's my whole issues with this whole Judgment Day shit, man. I'm just tired of it. The Judgment Day fucking sucks. Like, literally, Judgment Day. Like, I hate everyone in the Judgment Day. Liv Morgan probably is one of the, like, I like Liv Morgan, but even her, man, like, she's low-key just fell off. She can cut a promo here and there compared to, like, everyone else in the fucking group right now, because, like, if you compare Liv Morgan to Dominic Mysterio or JD McDonough or Raquel Rodriguez or Roxanne, of course Liv Morgan is more likely to have a better promo here and there compared to them, right? Because, like, let's just be real here. Like, when was the last time you heard a good promo from JD McDonough? If he, like, when was the last time you heard, like, a good promo from Roxanne or a good promo from Raquel? You know? Raquel, the only reason I even like her is because I feel like she has potential. Like, they've never really given her any good booking. But because of her size and because of just her, you know, her craziness or whatever in the ring, I don't know. I just feel like she has potential, and that's the only reason I like her. But even her, like, from a promos perspective, from a fucking storyline perspective, I don't give a fuck about Raquel either. But at least, yeah. But like I said though, I hate all of them, including Liv Morgan. I mean, I like Liv Morgan, but like, even her, she's just a fucking boring jobber at this point. She is. She's just because, in my opinion, she's more likely to cut a better promo, to cut a good promo than everyone else in the group right now. Doesn't mean that I like her character right now, currently where she is, because she's still garbage overall. You know, so it doesn't matter. She's more likely to cut a better promo, or to cut a good promo. I mean, compared to everyone else. But like, it doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, it's rare when she cuts a good promo. So it's just like whatever. Like, that's why I just don't like anyone in the group right now. They all suck. Liv Morgan sucks. JD McDonough sucks. Roxanne sucks. Dominic sucks. Roxanne sucks. Raquel. All the fucking people that are currently in the Judgment Day, they all suck. And the people who aren't in the Judgment Day anymore, they suck too. What are they fucking doing? Like, what the hell is Rhea Ripley doing? She's out here. She's the fucking champion, and she has no fucking storyline. She's not defending the title. She's not cutting any good promos, and all she's doing right now is just like running in to save people. Like, who gives a fuck? Damian Priest, he's over here having meaningless tag teams matches with fucking R-Truth. In a tag team that just randomly formed out of nowhere a month before WrestleMania. Like, who gives a fuck? This guy is doing absolutely nothing either. Finn Balor, what the fuck is he doing? He left the group. He's no longer in the group anymore, and he's still the same jobber anyways. Like, the whole build up to WrestleMania with him was just fucking trash. Half the time he wasn't even there, and when he was there, he was just cutting these boring, just like repetitive promos. Like, it just didn't feel like they were actually having some blood feud with each other, with him and Dominic Mysterio. And then he comes back as a demon. Oh my god, I don't care. Like, he beats Dominic, okay, cool. If Dominic beat him, what would have changed? Nothing. Then they still have a match afterwards. Him and Dominic still have a match afterwards, after WrestleMania. And he beats him again. Then he has a match with JD McDonough, and he beats him. Then he has another match with JD McDonough. But this time he finally loses because of interference. Like, who gives a fuck about any of this? Finn Balor has done nothing since he's left the group. Since he's no longer been in Judgment Day. He's still the same jobber. What the fuck has changed? He still has no personality. He's still boring. He's still he still has no storylines. And as far as I'm concerned, like, they're probably still gonna drag this whole Judgment Day storyline now that Roxanne is in the mix, So it's like, this whole fucking shit it just, like, that's why I said earlier, like, it doesn't matter whether it doesn't matter if you're no longer with the Judgment Day or if you're still in the Judgment Day, because at the end of the day, you're still gonna be doing a whole lot of nothing. You're still gonna be a jobber. So who gives a fuck? Like, I don't give a fuck. Like, people are saying, oh my god, what if Roxanne turns face? What they're teasing a Roxanne face her, and what if she betrays them? First of all, it doesn't even make sense because she literally, costed Finn Balor the match. Like, why the fuck would you do that if you're just gonna betray the Judgment Day anyways later on? Like, why the fuck would you do that? It doesn't even make any sense. Well, you're gonna say she was playing the long game. Well, why couldn't you just make your decision then, and leave the Judgment Day and betray them, and join Finn Balor? If that's what you wanted to do, why didn't you just fucking do it? Why are you waiting? It just makes no fucking sense. From a kayfabe perspective, from a kayfabe point of view, it doesn't even make any sense. And second of all, like I said, they've done this whole fucking betrayal storylines with the Judgment Day 1,000 times. Who gives a fuck? Like I said, it doesn't even fucking matter if you're in the group or not, because at the end of the day, you're still gonna be a fucking jobber. So why the fuck would I care? Roxanne isn't just gonna magically start cutting good promos and having good storylines as soon if she leaves the judge. She's not gonna magically fucking have good promos and have good storylines and have a good push if she betrays the Judgment Day and turns face with Finn Balor. Like, who gives a fuck? It's just like I said, it's all meaningless. These whole betrayal storylines are just meaningless. I don't know, man. I'm all like just like all over the place because I don't know. I'm just annoyed with Judgment Day, man. I'm just annoyed with this fucking group. Like this group just fucking sucks. Honestly, I don't even know what's the point of even having a fucking group anymore in WWE. Like, literally none of these fucking groups that you can name that are on the fucking Raw or SmackDown, these fucking groups are just meaningless. They like you would think that if you form a group, you're actually gonna accomplish stuff together. You're actually doing it because you're gonna be actually helping each other out. But these fucking groups, they come out here and do absolutely nothing. So what's the fucking point in a kayfabe perspective and out of kayfabe? What is the point of even just like having a group? It just makes no sense, bro. Why would anyone want to be in a group? Like fucking Logan Paul. Like, why the fuck? He's the one that literally said he only joined the group because of fucking Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker. But then they got injured, so why did he stay in the group? Why is he still with them? Him and fucking Austin Theory are tag team champions, but they're not even doing anything. Like, it just makes no sense. Like, why the fuck would anyone want to be in a group in WWE? And yeah, man, I don't know, man. I feel like WWE these days, it's just like, the only reason I even watch anymore is because I know usually people would like to say like, oh man, like if you don't like it, then why are you watching it? Like, people usually use that argument, but like, bro, I watch because I want the product. I'm always curious, right? What's gonna happen? But also, I have certain characters that I do like that are in this company, And I want the product to be better, and that's why I criticize it, and that's why I watch to see what's happening, because I want to be able to point these things out in my videos, I'm not just hating just to hate. So, it's like, man, it's just annoying. Like, I don't know, man. Like, why? What's the point of Judgment Day even being a thing anymore? You know what I'm saying? But yeah, let's just recycle the same old stuff, like, whatever, man. At the end of the day, it's like, when it comes to, like, these fucking factions, like, you can have a faction or not have a faction, you're still gonna be a jobber. In fact, if you start a faction, you're probably gonna be a bigger jobber because that tends to happen, you know. But yeah, I mean, like it means like a faction in WWE currently just it does nothing for you or anybody else. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. That's all I have to say. Um, I just think they need to end Judgment Day. Not because I think that, like I said, I'm I'm not asking them to get rid of Judgment Day because I think, oh, all of a sudden they're gonna have good storylines and they're gonna get a good push and they're gonna have good promos. Like I'm not like I don't think that I don't think that's what's gonna happen. I don't think that's gonna happen just because they end the group altogether. But what I but I just I just would rather just see them end the group. That's all it is, you know. It has nothing to do with me thinking, oh, the group is gonna, you know, everyone that's in Judgment Day right now is all of a sudden gonna become good just because the group ends. Like that's not what I'm saying. I just want the group to fucking end because I'm tired of this whole Judgment Day stuff. That's all it is. Like they can all still be friends and Dominic and Liv can be boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever, man. But they all need to go their separate ways, man. Raquel, Roxanne, JD McDonough, Liv, Dominic, like Roxanne, like everyone that's in the group right now, they all need to just go their separate ways, man. Not because, like I said, not because I think they're all gonna become good just because their group ended, but it's just because I'm just tired of this whole Judgment Day stuff. That's all it is. I'm tired of them being a fucking group. It's just the same shit every fucking time, you know. This whole Judgment Day stuff has just been going on for years, and it's just the same shit. They're still gonna be boring and repetitive after. They're still gonna be a boring jobber doing the same shit, even after the group ends, if it does end one day. So obviously, like I know that, but at the same time, at least they're not gonna be in a group together anymore. At least we don't have to see that bullshit. So I you know, that's all I'm saying. So hopefully this group ends one day, bro, because I'm just tired of this whole shit. They're probably not gonna end it though. This is probably gonna be like the fucking, what's it called? What's it called? I was trying to, hold on. This is probably gonna this fucking faction is probably gonna continue on. Just like the fucking, what's it called? The Vision, the MFTs, like all these fucking groups, they're gonna continue on. They're gonna, you know, continue being a thing, and it's just whatever, man. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.